In a small town in California, lived a girl named Emily Carter. She was kind, hardworking, and full of dreams. Her biggest dream was simple: a peaceful life with the man she loved. That man was Ryan Miller. Emily trusted Ryan with her whole heart. She left her studies, moved to a new city, and supported him when he was nothing. She worked 2 jobs while he studied business. But success changes people. The day Ryan became rich, he became cruel. One night, Emily found a message on his phone. "I'm marrying her for money. Emily was just my ladder." Her hands started shaking. When she confronted him, he didn't even feel ashamed. "Grow up, Emily," he said coldly. "You were useful. Now you're not." Next morning, Emily was thrown out of the house. No money. No family nearby. No respect. Only pain. She cried on the roadside, whispering, "I will not die like this, I will rise." And that was the night. The innocent girl died. And a dangerous woman was born. Emily moved to New York City. She worked in a restaurant by day and studied business by night. She remembered every insult, every lie, every betrayal. Years passed. Emily was no longer weak. She became heavy checkmark smart, heavy checkmark confident, heavy checkmark powerful. She changed her name to Evelyn Stone. No one recognized her now. One day, she saw Ryan's face on TV. Successful businessman Ryan Miller engaged to billionaire's daughter. Emily smiled, but her eyes were cold. "Perfect," she whispered. "My time has come." Her revenge would not be loud. It would be slow, and painful. Evelyn joined Ryan's company as a foreign investor. Ryan did not recognize her. He bowed respectfully. "Nice to meet you, Miss Stone." She smiled sweetly. "The pleasure is mine, Mr. Miller." Inside her heart, a storm was dancing. She slowly started gaining control of the company. Heavy checkmark bought shares secretly. Heavy checkmark gained employees' trust. Heavy checkmark exposed small mistakes. Ryan began depending on her. One evening he said, "You are the reason my business is growing." She replied softly, "Just like someone once helped you grow, right?" He laughed, not understanding. But destiny was sharpening its knife. Ryan started falling for Evelyn. He brought her flowers, invited her to dinners, trusted her blindly. One night he confessed, "I feel peace with you. I want to marry you." Evelyn looked into his eyes. The same eyes that once destroyed her life. She said slowly, "I will marry you, after I own your company." He signed papers without reading. That night, Ryan lost everything. His shares, his power, his respect. Next day news exploded: Ryan Miller removed as CEO. Fraud charges revealed. He ran to Evelyn's office. "You did this!" he shouted. She stood up and said the words he would never forget, "My real name is Emily Carter." His face turned white. "The girl you used has come back." Ryan lost Crossmark Company, Crossmark fiancé, Crossmark status. Emily did not send him to jail. She sent him back to the streets, where he once left her. She whispered, "Revenge is not killing, it is letting someone live with what they did to you." Emily walked away free. No tears. No fear. Only strength. And the world learned, never break a woman who has nothing left to lose. Ryan Miller was no longer a powerful CEO. No office. No luxury car. No rich fiancé. Only a small rented room. And a phone full of unanswered calls. Every news channel talked about his fall. From millionaire to zero. He remembered Emily's face again and again. Her calm voice, "My real name is Emily Carter." His hands shook. "She planned everything, for years," he whispered. For the first time in his life, Ryan felt fear. Not of jail, but of the woman he had created. Emily, now known as Evelyn Stone, bought Ryan's company legally. She turned it into a new empire. Employees respected her. Media called her the Iron Lady of New York. But inside her heart, there was still a wound. One night she stood near her window, looking at the city lights. "I won, but why does the pain still exist?" She realized, revenge had given her power, but not peace. One rainy evening, Ryan stood outside Emily's office building. Wet clothes. Broken shoes. Empty eyes. He waited for hours. When Emily came out, their eyes met. He fell on his knees. "I destroyed you, please forgive me." People were watching. Emily felt something strange. Not love, not hate, just control. She said coldly, "Stand up, Ryan. Begging doesn't suit you." He cried, "I have nothing left. I only want a chance to live." She looked at him silently. And then said, "Tomorrow morning, come to my office." Ryan's heart started beating fast. Hope, or another punishment. Next day Ryan came. Emily gave him a file. "Inside this file is a job contract." His eyes filled with tears. "You're giving me work?" She replied, "No. I'm giving you a test." The contract said, "Janitor position. Minimum salary. No special treatment." Ryan read it slowly. "This is my company." She looked straight into his eyes. "And I once cleaned your house, for free." Silence. He signed the contract. From CEO to cleaner, every employee saw him. Shame became his uniform. Months passed. Ryan worked quietly. No complaints. No anger. One day Emily called him again. "You have learned something now," she said. He nodded. "I learned, never to use someone's love." Emily handed him another file. Inside was money. And a resignation letter. "Go start a new life," she said. "But remember this pain, so you never give it to anyone else." Ryan cried. "You didn't destroy me, you changed me." Emily turned away. "My revenge is complete." Emily sold the company. She started a foundation for broken women. Her slogan was simple: turn pain into power. She was no longer Emily. No longer Evelyn. She was a symbol. And somewhere in the city, Ryan walked as a normal man. With one lesson: never break a woman who can rebuild herself. Emily's foundation was becoming famous. Broken women found hope. Media praised her everywhere. But success always creates enemies. One night her assistant said nervously, "Ma'am, someone is leaking fake news about you." Headlines appeared: "Evelyn Stone used illegal methods. Her past is full of lies." Emily smiled coldly. So, someone wants war. She knew one thing clearly: Ryan was not the only villain of her past. There was another name: Laura Miller. Ryan's rich fiancée. Laura had lost everything too: cross-mark marriage, Crossmark reputation. Crossmark social status. She blamed Emily for all of it. She stole my future, Laura screamed. Laura hired a private detective to dig Emily's past. She wanted revenge. Just like Emily once did. 2 wounded women. 1 battlefield. Emily invited Laura for a meeting. 2 powerful women. Sitting across one table. Laura said with poison in her voice, "You destroyed my life." Emily replied calmly, "No, I destroyed a lie. You were living inside it." Laura laughed. "You think you're a hero, you are just a woman with anger." Emily leaned forward. "And you are a woman who married for money." Silence. Fire in both eyes. Laura secretly hacked Emily's foundation accounts. Money disappeared. Police investigation started. Emily was arrested for one night. Media shouted, "Iron Lady falls." In jail cell, Emily closed her eyes. So this is her move. Next morning, evidence suddenly appeared. Video footage. Bank logs. Laura was exposed. Handcuffs moved from Emily's hands to Laura's wrists. Laura screamed, "You and I are the same." Emily answered softly, "No, I became strong. You became cruel." Laura went to prison. Ryan watched the news quietly. He understood something. Emily didn't just take revenge, she broke the whole poisonous circle. Emily stood in her office again, looking at the city. She whispered, "I don't want enemies anymore. I want peace." She closed the revenge chapter of her life. Months later, a journalist named Daniel Brooks came to interview her. He asked, "Do you still hate men?" Emily smiled slightly. "I hate betrayal, not men." Daniel respected her mind, not her money. Slowly, Emily felt something new. Not anger. Not fear. Hope. Emily married no one. Belonged to no one. She chose love, not need. She became heavy checkmark leader. Heavy checkmark survivor. Heavy checkmark symbol. And her story spread. A woman can be broken, but never owned. Daniel Brooks was different from other men. He didn't talk about Emily's money. He talked about her journey. One evening he said softly, "You built an empire, but you still live alone." Emily looked away. "Because love once made me weak." Daniel replied, "No, love made you human." Slowly, Emily's heart started trusting again. But destiny was still writing tests. One morning, Emily received a letter from prison. It was Laura. "I lost, but the game is not over. There are secrets you don't know about Ryan, and about Daniel." Emily's hands froze. What does she mean, about Daniel? For the first time after years, fear touched her heart again. Emily ordered a background check on Daniel. The file shocked her. Daniel Brooks was once heavy checkmark Ryan's business partner. Heavy checkmark witness in his fraud case. Heavy checkmark fired secretly. Emily felt anger rising. So, he came into my life for information. She remembered his smile. Was it fake? Emily met Daniel at a cafe. She placed the file on the table. "Who are you really?" Daniel's face went pale. "I wanted revenge too. Ryan destroyed my career." Emily's voice became cold. "So you used me?" He shook his head. "At first, yes. But then I fell in love." Silence. Emily stood up. "Love built on lies is still a lie." She walked away. Daniel published a book, The Iron Lady's Secrets. It revealed Emily's past. Before she controlled the story herself. Media attacked again. Powerful woman exposed. Emily closed her eyes. Not again. But this time, she would not cry. Emily held a press conference. She told the world everything, heavy check mark her pain. Heavy check mark her revenge. Heavy check mark her mistakes. I am not perfect, she said. But I am not ashamed. People listened. Women cried. Men respected. Daniel's book lost power. Truth defeated gossip. Years later, Emily walked alone on a beach. No enemies. No lies. No chains. She whispered to the waves, I am free. Not because she won revenge, but because she chose herself. Emily Carter was no longer known only as the woman who took revenge. She became known as the woman who rebuilt lives. Her foundation helped, heavy check mark abused women. Heavy check mark betrayed wives. Heavy check mark broken girls. Heavy check mark single mothers. She taught them one lesson, don't wait for someone to save you. Become your own savior. One day, she was invited to give a speech at a university. A young girl asked her, Ma'am, if you could go back in time, would you still take revenge? Emily smiled softly. I would take justice, not revenge. Because revenge burns you, but justice heals you. She looked at the audience and said, a woman is not weak when she cries. She is dangerous when she stops crying. Everyone stood and clapped. On a quiet evening, Emily visited the small town where her pain had started. She stood outside the old house where Ryan had thrown her out. She didn't feel anger anymore. She whispered, Thank you, pain, you made me powerful. She turned around and walked away. Without looking back. Her past was closed forever. Broken heart betrayal can break a woman. Fire but courage can rebuild her. Crown a woman's real revenge. Is her success and peace. The end crescent moon sparkles.